Hello, and welcome to the Finny Games. It's your host, BBG, aka Broke Black Gamer. What's good, my BGs? Today I wanted to talk about my experience with owning an OLED monitor. So, when I first got this monitor, I did not expect the jump to be so amazing. Let's go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's start with the good. The good thing about this monitor is when I first purchased it, I did not expect it to be like jumping from a 480p tube TV to a 1080p HD TV, popping in a Blu-ray for the first time, like watching Planet Earth in 2008. That is exactly what this experience felt like for me. I did not realize that paying the extra amount of money, paying about $800 more for a monitor, would put it in that next tier. Um, you have not used true path tracing or ray tracing if you have not used an OLED monitor. These things are incredible, and in my opinion, they are worth every penny. Had I bought an OLED monitor before I bought a 480 Super, when I jumped from my 280 Ti, I might have been able to stretch the life out of my 280 Ti a little bit more. When everything that I complained about with my 4080 Super, uh, I can pretty much take back because even in 1440p, the OLED experience looked better than it did on my old IPS 4K monitor. Uh, DLSS 3 looks amazing. DLSS 4 looks amazing. FSR 3 mods look amazing. FSR 4 mods look amazing. The convolutional neural network model looks amazing, even in performance. The transformer model looks amazing, even in performance. Ultra performance looks amazing. No matter what settings I put it on, low, medium, high, ultra, everything looks great. I think I've made my point, but everything looks amazing. And another thing is with these OLED monitors, you truly do get that next generation experience. And I know a lot of us, including myself, were talking bad about Alex about how he was promoting TAA and we were saying he was bought out uh, from Digital Foundry. Um, he was actually right about this QD OLED monitor experience. TAA looks great on here. Doesn't look blurry. You can see every blade of grass in every game that you play. It looks clear. Is it sad that you have to pay like $1,000 pretty much to get that amazing experience? Yeah, it's sad. But like for all this enthusiasts out there, I do feel like we are willing to pay that for the extra, for the for that true next gen experience. Something though that I will say is you really do have to be careful about what you're going to purchase. A lot of you who are on a 3080 GPU and level of performance, just with the way things are going right now, if you don't feel like upgrading your GPU because of the pricing and just how everything is in the gaming industry lately, you might be better off just purchasing an OLED QD monitor and even just going back and playing some of your old games so you can actually see what they're supposed to look like. But like that gets me to the bad. The bad is it's like it does feel like all of the developers are literally are just optimizing their games to look good on monitors like this, because there is no way that some games should look as bad as they do when you're playing on a standard monitor. Um, so if you think about it though, I guess it does make sense. I remember when I was really big into my PS3 and I was playing on a 480p TV. And my older brother, he came out, he was like, that's what the PS3 looks like? That is garbage. You need to get an HD TV. And like all the complaints that I was making about the PS3 were null and void after I got that 1080p 19-inch TV. Like, oh my god, this is what my games were supposed to look like. And this is the same thing. There's less ghosting. Uh, there's less blurriness. All the upscalers again, they look good. I've made my point with that, but I'm still newer to this experience with this. But even just having the individual pixels light up with the HDR, like I wasn't even using real HDR, and I know I knew that already, but I didn't know to what extent. You can see like my other monitors are gone. Like I moved them. I don't even want to look at them anymore. It's just like, wow, this is where it's at when it comes to gaming. So like even if you are on like a lower end GPU, like just try to get a new monitor first, maybe. And again, like I do think it is sad that you do have to have one of these monitors to like really get the full experience. But everyone who told me to buy an OLED monitor, thank you, because it was worth the purchase. I did buy a 5080, and thankfully Micro Center let me take it back. I was going to make some videos on that, but didn't feel that much different from my 4080 Super. Getting from an average of like 8 to 20 frames more, that can make a big difference. But on all the games I play, I really saw only like a like 10, 15 frames per second more. But when I would turn my FPS counter off, I didn't even really notice that much of a difference. So I'm glad I took the 5080 back and got this instead, and managed to save $400 as well. So with that being said, you really are missing out, unfortunately, if you aren't using one of these monitors, especially if you're not a big fan of upscalers and you just prefer native settings. This will make you a big fan of upscalers. It will make you a big fan of everything. And again, it's like you truly haven't seen what your games are supposed to look like with ray tracing and path tracing if you haven't used one of these monitors. And it doesn't have, this is a 4K OLED, but it doesn't even have to be 4K, 1080p, 4K. 1440p, 2K, they all look amazing. So I just want to give a quick update about this OLED monitor. I do have to recommend it. I hope some of you are in a position to where you can get one of these. I know a lot of you are looking at upgrading your GPUs. I didn't believe the hype about the OLED monitors, but now I do. Seeing is believing. So with that being said, the fitting games are over for today. I'm going to be uploading a lot more regularly, and I'm going to just be going over like more news. Like obviously I'm more of a commentary channel, but I do want to go over some games and different things like that and how they look with new technologies. And I'm getting myself into a financial position where I'll actually be able to do a lot more with the tech. So with that being said, again, sorry for repeating myself, the games are over for today.